The donkey that I was attracted to in the beginning kept on nudging me and biting my clothes, and I just thought it was funny that I was drawn to an animal that kept on asking me to set boundaries. If someone gives me a good argument or if someone has a really strong need, then I say, oh, well, I guess I'm fine. I'll change what I said, I'll change what I did, and we'll take care of you because your need seems stronger than mine. So it's just the value of being able to hold on to, now I made a decision that this is my need, this is where I'm going, and now I have an experience in my body what it feels like to be holding on to a rope with a donkey attached to it and saying, no, I said we're gonna go to that barrel because I made that decision, and that barrel represents compassion for me, and we're going. We're going.
It was really nice doing it as part of a group, which is interesting because I've done therapy before one-on-one, and I've never done a group, anything related to therapy with a group. So it was kind of exciting to see what other people were going through and take something away from that for myself as well. And it was fun to also support each other and kind of get a group dynamic going.
When you hold your ground but you're not fighting with it and you just keep working through it with confidence and with focus, that's when you have the breakthrough, and it's that moment of the most resistance right there. That's the moment when all of a sudden it breaks through.
So when we were doing the obstacle course, the part, I guess you could say I stumbled a little bit, fell inside the lines. So we were trying to get around vulnerability. And I realized that I have a hard time letting myself be vulnerable. I have to, in this society, I have to put on this face, you know, you're a strong man, don't have to have emotions, you don't have to be invulnerable. So it was really eye-opening for me. It's like, you know, the horse, it's gonna go. You're just along for the ride, so sometimes you have to realize that that's okay. It's okay to embrace your vulnerabilities.
The biggest thing for me, I mean, I think a few other people said that asking for help was hard for them, and that's hard. That's hard for me in my family and the dynamic that I have. To ask for help, it's very challenging. So to see an environment where everyone has the same problem and everyone has to find a way creatively to ask for help and feel safe enough to ask for help, and to recognize when you don't feel safe enough or when you don't have permission to ask for it, to just be aware and then check in and see why. You know, I didn't know I could ask for help in one of the exercises, and that prevented me from asking for help. It just laid it bare for me to have to say, there's no reason you should never be able to ask for help. Like, there's no circumstance, and maybe it's like family of origin stuff or old school stuff or just dealing with your family and their issues, and someone saying, learn how to do it yourself, and the pressure to do things and to perform and to be right and right on all the time. Maybe looking at that a little harder, which I know I will, because I know, you know, tomorrow I'll be thinking about it, and I know a week from now, and probably a month from now, I know it's going to come up again in some way. And I know that there might be a moment when I'm looking at Dave and he's looking at me and we're saying to one another, why don't you just ask for help?
It just showed me my patterns of like, okay, like this is how I deal with challenges. And this is the point where I give up and then have to start again. It's just such a nice eye-opener.
Learning what that confidence feels like and knowing how to identify it, I can take that back into my personal relationships, workplace relationships, pretty much any place in your communication. I didn't expect to have the awake moments where all of a sudden things came together. It's like, wait, this is how I pattern, this is how I operate in daily life. The thing that I didn't expect was the realization and the aha moments of, you know, working with the horses and realizing that we're just the same, you know, just at a different level.
When I first heard about it, a day with horses, so I instantly assume a ride or something, or maybe connecting with them and then riding, because I've done that. I never expected to have a hard time leading a horse around, or in my case, leading a donkey around. And I know exactly why I picked a donkey. I had that moment of revelation that I myself am very stubborn about helping myself. And that was hilarious, that moment of, as soon as I articulated it, the donkey moved, I'm like, ow, and we just breezed through the course. I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. and but then didn't expect to have as much fun with overcoming the challenges.